Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam. Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahavidyam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The real purpose, the absolute purpose of Advaita Vedanta is to help us to recognize our true nature. Advaita Vedanta is not just a philosophical system which help us to understand some aspects, some theories, some philosophies. This is a system which helps us to recognize, realize, understand, experience our true nature. That is the purpose. So the most important thing in Vedanta is Atmanubhuti. Experience our true nature. Removing all kinds of misunderstanding and then understand and experience and abide in our true nature. That is the purpose of life, and Vedanta help us to achieve that purpose. So if we want to abide in this Atma, first we should know what this Atma is. That's why we saw Acharya Shankara is giving us a tip for meditation to understand what Atma is. So if we can remember that, if we can by heart that one definition of Atma, that will be a great help for us wherever we are, because that time we cannot carry our book wherever we want to, or when we are just woke up from our sleep, we are sitting somewhere where we have some time. So if we have by hearted this great wisdom, that will help us to meditate. So if you can by heart that definition of Atma, that will be a great help for our spiritual advancement. So once more I will chant, please repeat verse number 34, 3-4. Another thing you can do in your leisure time, I know that there is not much time, but when you get some time, take a paper and just write down only the Sanskrit text. See, in this book there is English also, explanations also and all that. But as we study every day, whatever we are studying, if we can just write down only the Sanskrit text, so that it will be easy for us to go back and then we read it and then things becomes clear. Whenever you get some time, take it up as a homework. Just write down the Sanskrit text only. That actually will give us a lot of clarity. So, please repeat. Atma kaha stula sukshma karana sharirad vyatiriktaha Pancha Koshas avasthatraya sakshi Satchidananda Swarupassan Yastishtati Sa Atma. We'll chant together. Atma kaha Stula Sukshma Karana Sharirat Vyatiriktah Pancha Koshas San Avastatraya Sakshi Satchidananda Swarupasan Yas Tishtati Sa Atma. That is Atma. I always asked, now I requested you always translate the word Atma as me, I. Who am I? Who is this Atma? Who am I? I am the one who is different from Stula Sukshma Karana Sharirat Vyatiriktah. I am not Atma, somebody. Atma is not some concept somewhere. Atma means me. Who am I? I am that which is different from the gross, subtle, and the causal bodies. I am someone who is different from the 5 layers of existence. Pancha Koshas. I am the witness of Avastatraya, 3 states of experiences. So who am I really? Satchidananda Swarupa. I am the Sat Chit Ananda. I am the absolute existence, consciousness, bliss. That is me. So if anybody asks you, who are you? Atma, Aham Atma. So outside, in Vyavaharika level, we have to tell our name and all that. Please understand that name, whatever you are telling, name, your occupation, everything can be changed. You get bored with your name, okay? You can put it in Gazette and change your name. You are doing some job and then you feel that bored. You can change. But there is something which cannot be changed. What is that? Our true nature. That true nature, that is me. That is Atma. That is my true identity. So Bhagavan explained what is this Stula Sukshma Karana Sharirat Vyatiriktah. So you remember there are 3 types of definitions. Which are the 3 types? Swarupa Lakshana, Tadastha Lakshana and Atadvyavritti Lakshana. Which are the 3 types of definitions? Swarupa, Tadastha, Atadvyavritti. Tadvyavritti. Vyavritti, to push away, to negate. What is not me? So, Stula Sukshma Karana Sharirat Vyatiriktah is a Atadvyavritti Lakshana. I am not this. I am not Stula Sharira. I am not Sukshma Sharira. I am not Karana Sharira. So, I am somebody different from Stula Sukshma Karana Sharira. Atadvyavritti. Now, Bhagavan wanted to give us another type of Lakshana known as Tatastha Lakshana. So that's why the next portion, Bhagavan is talking about Tatastha Lakshana. Yes, okay, so it is said that Avastatraya Sakshi. I am the Sakshi of Avastatraya. I am the witness of the 3 states of consciousness. So when we hear Avastatraya, a Akanksha, a inquisity comes to our mind. What is this Avastatraya you are talking about? So now Bhagavan is answering it. Page number 54. 54. Avastatrayam kim. Please, all of you, please read. That's okay. If you sit silent, then I also feel to be sit silent because I love to sit in silence, okay? Avastatrayam kim. Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti, Avasthaha. Avastatrayam kim. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, Avasthaha. Avastatrayam kim. What are these 3 avastha you are talking about? You said that Atma is Avastatraya Sakshi. the witness for all the three avasthas. What do you mean by this avastha? Avasthatrayam, what do you mean by that word avasthatrayam? Acharya says, avasthatraya means Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti. What do you mean by these states of consciousness? See, all of us go through, every day we go through different layers of experiences. All of us. They are all classified into three types. One, Jagrat. Second, Swapna. Third, Sushupti. Most of the time, we only go through these three. We are in deep sleep. We are seeing some dreams, and then we wake up. And in the wake up also sometimes we see dreams. And then we again go back to sleep. So this is what we are. Other than a very few realized masters, all of us go through these three states. But we see that in all these three states, there is one which is everything is changing, but there is one, somebody who is continuously present. That continuous presence is known as Sakshi. That Sakshi is Atman. Now Acharya is explaining what are these avasthas. What are these levels of consciousness? What are these levels of experiences? Starting from Jagrat. Jagrat means the waking state. Now we are supposed to be in waking state. Although sometimes, in that waking state also we go to sleep and dream, but supposed to be waking state. What do you mean by this waking state? Jagradavastha ka Shrotradi Jnanendriyaihi Shabdadi Vishayaihi Cha Jnayate iti Ya Sa Jagradavastha Sthula Sharirabhimani Atma Vishwa ityuchyate. Once more, Jagradavastha ka Shrotradi-jnanendriyaihi Shabdadi-vishayaihi cha Jnayate iti Ya sa Jagradavastha Sthula Sharirabhimani Atma Vishwa ityuchyate. Jagrat avastha ka. What do you mean by this Jagrat? Says, Jagrat means the waking state. What do you mean by waking state? Waking state means all our three bodies are in action. What are the three bodies? Stula, Sukshma, Kara. Where Stula Sharira also, Sukshma Sharira also, Karana Sharira is also working. Supposed to. Okay? So that state where all the three bodies are working and all the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas are working, and we are able to see this, this material world through our senses. We are perceiving the material world through our senses. Shrotradi jnana indriyehi. Through, with the help of senses like our ears and eyes and skin. Shabdadi vishayehi. Through these senses, we are perceiving Vishayas. Like Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, through our Jnanendriya, Jnayate. That state in which our gross body is involved. The gross body is interacting with the gross world. We see this created world through our Pancha Jnanendriya, and we can touch, we can smell, we can, we can understand things. Our buddhi is working, supposed to. Where our buddhi is working, where sattva, rajas, tamas, all the three gunas are at action, we can understand. We have some kind of control. What kind of control? See, if I don't want to look at that, I can say, no, I don't want to look at it. If I don't want to hear, I don't want to hear. But in other two states, we have no control. What is the speciality of Jagrat? In Jagrat, we have some kind of control. Not that absolute control or anything, but we have. But in Swapna, see, you wanted to have some nice Swapna. We can all wish each other good night, sweet dreams, etc. But what kind of dreams are coming, we have no control over it. But here, we have some control. Because gross body is involved, because Sattva Guna is also working here. That's why moksha is only possible in Jagrat. Oh, I became mukta in Swapna. That is only a Swapna. So, Jagrat is the state where our all indriyas, all our faculties are intact. It is able to interact with the world. So that is, through our senses, we are able to interact with Shabdadi Vishaya, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. We are able to receive, we are able to understand, we are able to interact. Jnayate, it is our Jagrata Avastha. That state where we are able to really interact with the world, with the external world. And when we are in this state of Jagrat, we got a name, Vishwaha. All of us, when we are in this waking state, we are known as Vishwa. So if each one of us is a Vishwa. So, Stula Sharira Abhimani. When we are identified with this gross body, we all got a technical name known as Vishwa. We are all, individually we are Vishwa, totally it is known as Virat. The entire gross universe, the Sakshi, the one who experienced the total universe is known as Virat Purusha. You might have heard. Sahasra Shirsha Purusha, Sahasrakshas Sahasrapad, Sabhumim Vishwato Vritva, Atyatishtat Dashangulam, Purusha Evedagum Sarvam, Yat Bhudam. That Virat Purusha is the totality. In individually, all of us are known as Vishwa. What is the meaning of Vishwa? Vividham Shwayati. What is the meaning of Vishwa? Vividham Shwayati. What do you mean by Shwayati? Experience. See, we are all Vishwa, but we experience things differently. Suppose you went to the dining hall today and then they gave you coffee. Suppose, they're not going to give coffee or anything, but suppose we went there and they gave you coffee. Now, when you get a cup of coffee, some of us will like it. Some of us will not like it. Some of us will be okay. The same thing, but the approach, the feeling, the connection, the experience are different. Vividham shvayati. Although we are all seeing the same thing, but the experiences are different. That's why we are known as Vishwaha. Vividham shvayati. The one who experience differently. Not only like that. Today you liked coffee. But maybe tomorrow you may not like. So our experiences, our preferences, everything keeps on changing. But there is one person, although things are changing, there is one entity which is continuously there. So that person is known as Vishwaha. So we have, think about, from the morning when we wake up to the night when until we sleep, different experiences are coming. Because of the experience, sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are angry, sometimes we are dejected, sometimes all things happen. But there is one person continuously there through all those experiences. That person is known as Vishwaha. Vividham shvayati. One who experiences things in different ways and in different manners. Such a person is known as Vishwaha. So, what is Jagrata Avastha? Jagrata Avastha is a state. You know, what is the difference between Jagrata and Swapna Avastha? See, in Jagrata Avastha, we feel that there is a continuity. See, when somebody tells us the Swapna is Mithya, very easy to understand. Isn't it? But when they tell us Jagrata is Mithya, it is very difficult to understand. Why? Because how can it be Mithya? Because we have a continuous, experience. You are also seeing something, I am also seeing the same thing as it is. How it can be Mithya? So that's why one nature of this Jagrata Avastha is, we feel that there is a continuity. Where you slept yesterday, there only you wake up. You see the same things. So that is one nature of Jagrata, a feel of continuity. But if you look at from the universe, you are not waking up that same place. Where you slept in the universe yesterday night, morning we have not waken up the same place. We have changed. Time has changed, space has changed. Our body also aged one more day. Everything is changed. So many cells which were there before is not there. But we feel there is a continuity. That is the power of Maya, Mithya, which is there in the Jagrata. So that is one something. And second special aspect of Jagrata is Smriti. We can remember. No, in Swapna we cannot. Why? Because Buddhi is very manda. Buddhi has not much power in the other two states. In Jagrata, our Buddhi is much stronger. Because of that, we can remember what happened yesterday, what happened 10 years back. We can remember Swapna. What I dreamt, not that all Swapna can be done. So, but at least if the Swapna is very powerful, oh, yesterday I saw such a beautiful dream. Oh, I saw such a terrible dream. We can remember when? In Jagrata. Also we can remember that I slept well. So all the other two experiences, Swapna and Sushupti, also can be remembered in Jagrata. Okay, and as I said, and there is a cause and effect relation which is more evident in this Jagrata. We cannot see that, something in Swapna, we can see that, an elephant is flying and we are sitting on that flying elephant, or we ourselves may also have some wings, we can also fly. These are all possible in dream. But in Jagrata, such things cannot be. There's a cause and effect relation in Jagrata. So these are the some special features of Jagrat. So that avastha all of us go through is known as Jagrad avastha. Jagrad avastha ka Shrotradi jnanendriyaihi Shabdadi vishayaischa Nyayate iti ya Sa Jagrad avastha Sthula Sharirabhimani Atma Vishwa ityuchyate. Now comes the second stage. So we are in the class, and then Swamiji is talking something's like a lullaby, and nice AC is there, and the fans are there. Then we go enter into another level of experience, which is known as Swapna. Swapna avastha ka. Page number 56. Swapna avastha ka. Iti ched. Swapna avastha keti ched. Jagrad avasthayam yad drishtam yad shrutam tajjanita vasanaya nidrasamaye yah prapanchah pratiyate sa swapna avastha. Jagrad avasthayam yad drishtam yad shrutam tajjanita vasanaya nidrasamaye yah prapanchah pratiyate sa swapna avastha. Sukshma sharirabhimani Atma Taijasa ityuchyate. Sukshma sharirabhimani Atma Taijasa ityuchyate. Now comes our second state, known as Swapna avastha. Swapiti iti swapna, where our buddhi sleeps. Swapiti. And all that experiences we have when the buddhi is not active, where rajas and tamas are active. Sattva is not active. Generally, in swapna avastha, sattva guna is very dominant, and rajas and tamas becomes powerful. So in swapna avastha, what is swapna avastha? Swapna avastha is also an avastha of experience. We experience many things. What do we experience? That which is experienced in Jagrada avastha. All those experiences we have in Swapna are somehow related to Jagrad. But please understand, this Jagrad is not only the Jagrad of this life. Sometimes we see Swapna which are not, we have not experienced those things in this life. Then from where are they coming? From our past lives. Without a cause, there cannot be an effect. Without karana, there cannot be any karya. So if you are seeing something in your swapna, that has to be come from some vasana, some impressions, some experience we had in Jagrat. But I never ever had any experience which is of that nature. If you are not having it, had in this life. It could be from previous lives. So, Jagrad avasthayam yad drishtam. Whatever we experience, yad drishtam yad srutam. Whatever we experience through our, panchajnanendriya, what we see, what we taste, what we smell, what we touch. With that samskara, which is stored in our karana sharira, that some of it manifest in swapna. Okay, so Jagrad avasthayam yad drishtam yad shrudam. Please understand, not only of this Jagrad avastha, it could be of some other Jagrad avastha, some other life. Tajjanita vasanaya. So when we experience different things in this life, tajjanita vasana. Not that, it will be the same. As I said, in swapna we see things which is impossible in Jagrat. As I said, a flying elephant and a singing table. A table can sing to us. Everything is possible in swapna. So, some vasanas are created in our mind. When we are experiencing different things in Jagrat, that makes some impressions in our mind. Maybe in one life, we saw a beautiful elephant. Afterwards, we saw one bird flying. And we thought, how beautiful it will be if an elephant fly. So that created a vasana here. And then we want to experience it. In Jagrat, it is not possible. So Swapna, they take up in Swapna those vasanas, which cannot be fructify in Jagrat, that will fructify in Swapna. So that's why sometimes we get, Ishwara Darsana, Deva Darsana also, Guru Darsana, not only always bad things, okay? In Swapna, sometimes we get, we see Devatas forms, we see the forms of great Mahatmas, possible. Why? Because of vasanas which are created in some births. So, tajjanita vasanaya, created by those vasanas, we see many, many things, in our state, which is created by ourselves. This is another thing. What is the difference between the Jagrad avastha and Swapna avastha? In Jagrad avastha, the world which is what we see is not created by us. We are seeing it. But in Swapna avastha, all that which we see, who created? We created. It's not that big elephant is sitting inside us. No. Okay. So the beauty or the difference of the Swapna avastha is whatever we are seeing or experiencing Swapna is actually created by ourselves. From where? From the vasanas. Vasanas coming from where? Jagrat, of some birth. That's why the Swapna is considered as a cleansing point. Many, many emotions, many, many wants, many, many desires, many, many vasanas which cannot be fulfilled in Jagrat, we will go through them in Swapna. Prarabdhas, some suffering, sometimes we see terrible dreams. Please don't get worried about them. See, we are supposed to go through those experiences. Now it is good, God is kind that we don't have to go through them in the Jagrat. Bhagavan cleansed it in the Swapna, that's all. Sometimes people get really worried about Swapna. Oh, I always get such dreams. What is it? Don't worry. It is just a cleansing is happening. What we cannot do, we cannot go through the Jagrat. The Lord is allowing us to go through Swapna. That's all. So, that's one thing. Another beautiful thing in Swapna is only bhoktrutva is there in Swapna. Only no kartrutva. There's no doership in Swapna. We only enjoy. Because of that, there's no papa or punya. Sometimes people get worried. Oh God, I saw that in my swapna, I murdered a person. Should I do some prayaschitta? Don't worry. You had some vasana deep within somewhere to kill somebody. That is clear, that's all. Because only bhoktrutva is there, no kartrutva. You will not be punished for your dreams. So there is another aspect of swapnavastha where there is only bhoktrutva, only we enjoy, there is no kartrutva, there is no doership. And another important aspect of swapna is, as I said before, the buddhi vritti. The intellect is very weak. Because the intellect is very weak, there is no logic in swapna. If you try to analyze and logically think about your swapna, you will not find much logic because the buddhi vritti is not very, very powerful. Because of that, logic is very weak there. So you can see many things, I have never, we can dream that we are flying an aeroplane and then we are going to the moon with an aeroplane. We land in the moon, everything possible because the buddhi vritti is very, weak. So there's no need of any logic in the swapna. Now another thing is no continuity. Sometimes we see some continuation, but generally it is not that all our dreams will be continuous. Like yesterday, like a serial, one serial is entered today, next day they start. Not like that. Swapna, we start, see something. So no continuity in our swapna. And there's no control also. Why? Intellect is very... So sometimes we wanted to see a nice, sweet dream. Everybody wished a sweet dream. And then we were sleeping and we saw that a ghost is coming to our room. Horror movies are given in free, sometimes in dream. So we have no control. Nobody wants to see horror things in the dream, but we see sometimes. So there's no. So these are all because why is this all happening? Because the logic, the intellect has not much power in our dream state. Now, so as we said, each of us which are in waking state is known as, we are known as, what is our name in Jagrata state? Vishwa. Like that, when we enter into swapna, each of us will be known as Taijasa. Taijasa means a person with Tejas. Tejas, light. Think about, see in our swapna, do we see things? Yes. To see things, we need light, isn't it? Yes. So in the sleep, what light is there? Swamiji, that's why every day I put a 0-volt bulb. But 0-volt bulb will not help. Okay, then now onwards I will put a 60-watt bulb. Because whether there is 60 watt or 1000 volt, it cannot help to see any swapna. So in swapna, we create our own light. Isn't it? That's why we are known as Taijasa. Taijasa means the firefly. Junjuni. Junjun. What is that in Hindi? What is that? Jugunu. So in Sanskrit, Taijas also means Jugunu, means which creates its own light. Like that, we create our own light in Swapna. See, we are not small people, we can create light, destroy light. Destroy light is very much, but we can even create light also in our Swapna. That's why we are known as Taijasa. See, so I said, Vishwa, each one of us. The samashti, the totality of Vishwa is known as Virat Purusha. Like that, we are Taijasa in sleep. The total samashti swapna, our Chinna Chaitanya is known as Hiranyagarbha. Have you heard this word Hiranyagarbha? Who is Hiranyagarbha? Brahmaji. Hiranyagarbha is known as Brahmaji in Purana. Many people ask us this question. Generally, in Vedanta, they say that this whole world is mithya. This whole world is like a dream. Now they ask, how can it be dream? Because the dream which I see, the dream which each one of us see are different. It's not common. How can you say that the world is a dream? The world is not the dream of ours. This world is the dream of Hiranyagarbha. All of us are some characters in the Swapna of Hiranyagarbha. That's why all of us see the same thing. Now, you are also seeing the pen, I am also seeing the pen, everybody is seeing the pen. But this entire universe is his slave, his Swapna, Hiranyagarbha. That's why we call Hiranyagarbha as the creator of universe. The universe, what we are seeing, is in the mind of Hiranyagarbha. So that's why, so in Vishti, each one of us, individually we are Taijasa. In totality, it is Hiranyagarbha. Sukshma Sharira Bhimani Atma Taijasa Ityuchyate. Each one of us, individually, in our sleep, is known as Taijasa. So, Jagrat and Swapna. In Jagrat, each one of us is known as Vishwa. In Swapna, Taijasa. In Jagrat, all the three bodies are active. What are the three bodies? Stula, Sukshma, Karana. In Swapna, only two bodies are active. Which are they? Sukshma and Karana. Stula Sharira is not active. Stula Sharira is pad rahe. We are in the heavens or in the moon, but the Stula Sharira is in the same place. So Stula Sharira is not involved in Swapna. Third, in Stula Sharira, the Karana, the equipment by which we see the Swapna is Sukshma Sharira. And the equipment which we use in the Jagrad is mainly Stula Sharira. And in Jagrad, our Buddhi is active. In Swapna, Buddhi is passive. In Jagrad, there is Kartrutva and Bhoktrutva. In waking state, doership is also there, enjoyership is also there. But in Swapna, only Bhoktrutva is there, no Kartrutva is there. We only enjoy. We don't create anything. So, in Jagrad, there is Punya, Papa, Vasana, all that is acquired because Kartrutva and Bhoktrutva are there. But in Swapna, no Punya, Papa, etc. No new Vasanas are created. We are only exhausting Vasanas. Next, in Jagrad, Stula Lokanubhuti, we experience the gross world. In Swapna, Sukshma Lokanubhuti, we experience the subtle world. The Jagrad has Vyavaharika Satyatva. Do you remember this word? Transactional reality. Jagrad has transactional reality. But Swapna only have Pratibhasika Satyatva. There's no transactional value for Swapna because you gave me 1,000 rupees in Swapna. You wake up and you come and ask me, give back my 1,000 rupees. What 1,000 rupees? No, I gave you in Swapna. In Swapna, that I will give you in Swapna. You go and sleep, I will give you in Swapna. So there is no transactional reality for Swapna, only Pratibhasika Satyatva. In Jagrat, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, all the three gunas are in power. In Swapna, Rajas is more backed with Tamas. Sattva is not much there. Now, it is possible, the Jagrat, we can control. Many experiences which comes in Jagrat, we may be able to control. See, many urges, we have become angry. But I can decide not to be angry. Sometimes mind is distracted. I can decide, no, I am not going to do this, isn't it? But that is not possible in Swapna. So, mokshanubhuti, kaivalyata, is only possible in Jagrat, no moksha possible in Swapna. You can have mukta, but it will not have reality. When we come back, we will be the same person. But once we are released in Jagrat, then that will be the end. These are the two features of Jagrat and Swapna. Next comes the most wanted anubhuti known as Sushupti. Deep sleep. What is that? That we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.